All right, so here we are in Facebook. Now, I'm going to diverge a little bit just for a moment because I want you guys to kind of understand the importance of the friends that you do request and how that ultimately ends up affecting, the waves and the ripple effects and, the degrees of separation that you have between people in your industry that can help you increase your popularity, your awareness, get a bigger soapbox per se. All of this comes from having the best 5,000 friends to start out from. So while I am going to be helping you automate the system, as you can already tell, that's what's going to be happening, I really want you to nail down what I consider the seed list for your friends. And I'm just going to kind of draw this out and show this a little bit more visually so that way maybe you can kind of comprehend it in that way. Some people are visual learners, some are auditorial. But just say, here's you. And in Facebook, there is a sea of people, let me tell you. I mean, when you're dealing with what is now 1 billion other users out there, you do become kind of a speck in the sea of everything that's out there. And you want to make sure that you place yourself in the right place in this ocean, all right? Because you're only going to get a little droplet of an effect. You're only going to have 5,000 people. That's going to be your kind of status quo. And out of all these people out of here, in this big sea of people, that all have, say, that 5,000 friends, and, these are all the degrees of separation. You need to understand that who you surround yourself with first is going to allow you to reach these people close to you, these huge mega influencers. But if you're getting in the wrong area, you place yourself over here, and really the person that you wanted was, say, over here in this industry. Well, you got to work through a lot of different people. You have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not just a straight line. So I want you to keep in mind that these 5,000 people are going to be also influencers within your industry. So we're going to be separating out based on a few criteria. And I'm going to be going through some of those ways that we can start seeding your list so that Facebook then suggests people naturally who are closer within that ring of, maybe say you want to be in an internet marketing area, or you're someone who works in data engineering. So you want to be around other people who are in that niche, in that field, doing the same types of things that you're doing, because guess what? They're going to be helping you further whatever you're going to be talking about, or they're going to be the people that you ultimately sell to. And when I go for people, I'm looking at people who have home-based businesses or work for themselves. I love, friending anyone that's the owner of their own business, because guess what? Then I'm talking directly to the person I need to. I'm not going through gatekeepers. I'm not saying, hey, mention me to your boss because you enjoyed what I taught you. It's directly to who I want to communicate to. So you shouldn't have to be going through, a friend of a friend to reach that, star influencer that you're going after. And I'm going to explain this in the sensibility of what's known as, and let me just quickly drag this out over here, in what's known as the Dream 100. And if you've heard of this before, the idea is not unique, it's not special. In fact, that's the beauty about it, is that in order for you to be successful, you don't need 1 million people to like you. See, if you had 1 million people that liked you, then yeah, you'd only have to have each one of those people give you $1. But it's better to find someone who's a mega influencer, someone who, if you just got this one person, and that's what you should have a list of, 100 people that are like that. If you just got this one person to say yes, any one of these people on the Dream 100, you would instantly make it big. It would be like having 1 million people go, I love your product, you're awesome, you're this, you're that. And when you get this list of 100 different people all the way down to 100, guess what? Usually you're going to start right here, all right? And then you're going to work your way up. And the funny thing is that, yeah, I mean, it's less likely that these people are going to say yes to you, But along the way, it's going to be someone that you really don't think about along, maybe it's number 27. It took me, I got 63 no's, but finally they said yes. They said yes, and that was awesome. And what's amazing is that when, number 27 says yes, guess what? You probably place that person around other similar influencers who are kind of all semi-competitive with each other because they're in the same industry or niche, and they maybe even know about each other. So you just got to go back then to, you keep going up your list, but you say, hey, so-and-so, they said yes, you should too. So you're more likely to get a yes, and then you get 2 people on board. And then you get, people are still going to say no, but then you get another one on board and another one on board. And all of a sudden, out of a list of 100, maybe you only get 1 person. That's still good. That's what a Dream 100 is about, is that a Dream 100 would still absolutely change your life and your business. But to get 1, you're then going to get others, because people that are in that field that are all kind of knowing about each other, they're ultra competitive. And it's like, if he did something, well, I got to do something, I want to support you as well. I want to send you to my list. I don't want him to be the only one that has a payday, because he must see something that's absolutely brilliant that I need to get a part of and, become a joint venture with. So you get people to say yes, and all of a sudden on your list, then you get like 10, 20 people saying yes after, maybe it's not the first product you launch, but it's the second and the third, because these people now know you. They've seen you. It's like, oh, so-and-so, I saw them with that person and they're having another launch again. I want to jump on board this time. I want to make sure that I get in on this launch because they said it was absolutely amazing. So I want to say yes to it next time as well. And that's the fun thing about the Dream 100. So kind of your 5,000 friends is your Dream 100 in a sense. Now, are most of these people in the Dream 100 probably going to have a full Facebook list? Probably they are. And the funny thing is, though, if you keep your eye out for those mega influencers, I always usually keep like my friend list. Like I always keep it, maybe it's at 5,000 right now, because sometimes I send out different requests that I've had pending and they come in. But I usually try and keep it around that 4,990. So I can always say yes to a few people, or I can send out that request to someone that maybe like, oh, they got an opening in their friend list, and there's a new place where they can say yes to me, or they're able to accept me. And that's what it's all about. That's what I want to be there for, is just have that opening where maybe there's this one super influencer that had a 5,000 packed friend list, but he just had someone leave. So I go in and I send that request, and I'll even send a few messages to him as well, and maybe communicate on a few other different platforms, just so that way I can all congregate it to that mega influencer being on my list. Because guess what? If I have him and he likes something that I like because he's in my friends list, or he even becomes a follower somehow, then my message shows up on his feed. He likes that. If he presses like, guess what? It goes to all of his feeds as well. And that's the cool thing about Facebook, is you can get viral when you have something that is reaching to the right audience, and it's the right message, of course. So with that being said, just choose those first few friends. If you're just starting out, you don't have more than 500, say, friends that are already within your niche, your industry. You have a lot of family, you have a lot of friends that are like, oh, college or high school or, this work, but it's not your dream job, what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, what you want this account to be, then that's who you should start adding. You need to start adding at least 500 people that relate to your industry, your niche, and who are your customers more or less. And that's really going to be the biggest benefit for you starting out. Do that little manual work, and then the automation will take care of itself later.